Hi guys, welcome to another episode of From Chef to Dada. My name is Jasper. If you haven't met, welcome to my channel and welcome to my kitchen. Yeah. It's week 8, guys. Jazz is week 8. And though as much as I want to be happy about it, we just received news about Jazz. Well, to be fair, it's not really that bad, but yeah, because of this complication, this episode will definitely not air this week. We'll bring this up when she's a bit better, just to make sure that we're on the right track, and we'll see how we go. I just want to keep this on record and just to make sure that I'm keeping up with my weekly tabs on baby Jazz. So we found out, so she had a initially rewind there was a test that was done to her, basically on her hip. There was hip clicking, so to speak. What this means basically is there is a potential not a problem, but more of a condition with regards to her hips. So it cannot be determined straight away. So it needs to, she needs to mature a bit. The body needs to mature a bit in order for her to get into this more visible state via ultrasound. So when we waited, so maybe this is nothing. So it can actually lead to hip dysplasia. So it's in the initial findings were like maybe there's a chance, but we'll just have to wait for the 6-week mark to be sure, and then we'll go from there. So when she did this 6-week checkup, initially we were happy days, and then the results came back and we're not that amazed. So she is diagnosed with a moderate HDD, so it's an HDD. So it's hip displacement. Basically, it's a hip dysplasia. Let's just put it there. What it means basically is the bone on your pelvis. Essentially, there's like, it's a ball and socket. So the socket part of it is your pelvic bone, or at least a portion of that, a certain part of that pelvic bone. Please, medical students, I forgot all of these things now, so please be gentle. And then you got your leg bone, which is like the one that's the ball, so it attaches. So what they found out is like on her left it was a bit mild, on her right it's a little bit loose. So technically it's not life-threatening, but it could result into more serious injuries as she grows older if it's not treated as early as last week. So initially what they want is they want to reduce the gap between that socket and that ball, so it becomes intact rather than it falling apart. So it's not really like it's gonna fall apart, but it can cause things like dislocation, arthritis. I think they mentioned arthritis as well as you go older if you didn't really fix it. But like I said, you didn't really want to go there. And the worst thing that can happen is surgery, and that can be a bigger issue. So what was the verdict? So she needs to be in a brace, so, or a harness. It's called a Pavlik harness. So it's like one of those things you wear when you're about to bungee jump, literally. So it's like up here, cross on here and here, and down to her, to support her back. And then what that harness does is basically lift her legs like a frog, so that the legs is on a 90-degree angle. It creates that specific angle wherein it's optimal for the ball and socket to fuse, potentially, or not fuse, but to join together, because there's also layers and layers on top of that, and just to make sure that it's developing correctly. It was a very tough day one for us when she came back, because she wasn't really happy about the harness. Yeah, she felt it was annoying. we try to call it body armor, but it's more of a pesky thing that you put into your body. And then all of her 000 clothes will have to be not scrapped, but potentially not being set aside, so that then we need to use the double zeros and zeros, which is for almost 6 months old, because you need to have like baggy clothes in order for them to fit on top of the harness. So day one was really annoying. A few simple movements makes her really uncomfortable. There was a time when it was really pissed. Her decibel really went up 3 notches than usual, and her crying was really continuous out of nowhere. She just moves it like and it's not that's like your normal cry, wherein there are cries that we can recognize. There are cries that she does that we already recognize, but this one really is like, alright, something is wrong. Something is like really wrong, because it's really right above her head. And then when I checked, so part of those things were on her neck. So the braces actually went more into this part of your neck. It was really, it was ugly. And then it was smelling a bit foul because of the milk. So when she coughs up milk, the whole idea is it passes through here, but then again sometimes it goes through there. So there was already a build up there. I think that was already like a day and a half old milk, and it's smelling like crap. So we decided, sorry, I'm making tea. We decided to just, let's bring her back and see where we're at. And apparently it shouldn't be that way. So good thing it only took us 2 days. It was very nice for Chris, sort of her orthopedic people, to fix that up, and then just to give her a bath, and then just refitted the whole harness. And she looked better. She's not complaining anymore. It feels like just nothing. That there are just a few things that we're not meant to do, because we're just not meant to do it. So before, when we used to just lift her legs, when you're changing nappies, just lift her legs up like that and then just scoop it up, whatever, because you can do it. Now you can't, because it's literally locked in there. So you need to lift it from the bum, and then support her lower back and like half the bum, so that you don't touch anything, and then the other hand will get it scooped right there, and then like something like that. And you can't lift her. There are only a couple of ways where you can lift her. So it's either one, you're gonna hold her on her bum and hold her on her torso. You can either do it sideways, or you can always do the chin on the shoulder hold. But there are some limitations. We were kind of scared for a little bit that it's not gonna be workable, or it's something that we're gonna get pissed off as well. But again, it's just one of those things. It's preventive. So if there are some parents there who is also experiencing the same situation as we are currently experiencing, hopefully, well, at this stage it's getting better. So it's showing. It just needs a little bit of practice to like deal with how to lift, how to cuddle, how to do this and that, fade, and all those things. But it's not yet the worst. They just need to have that conversation with, if they were able to pin it down and say like, okay, this is a possibility that your kid might have it checked straight away, because it's definitely one of those things that you need to consider trading straight away, rather than waiting for it to like pass and say like, okay, I'm already 1 year old and I'm doing the cast. It's just not the best time for them to do it. So yeah, those are my 2 cents with that experience. In a few days we're gonna go back to the hospital to remove the cast for an hour and give her a bath, and then we're gonna put again, get another 7 days rolling, and then we'll go from there. So yeah, hopefully it's gonna be better. And yeah, she's holding on. She's a trooper, so she'll be fine. All right. Well, thanks for listening to my story. For more daddy stories rather than chefing stories, just click onto my YouTube and subscribe to my channel. It's Jasper Far, straight up, just Jasper space Far, and that's it. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you got something from this. We'll update you still in the next couple of weeks, but for now, it's toodles. See ya.